Well, here we are again in the shop. So I was really hoping to get Sanford cleaned up before I pulled the transfer case out of it, but I haven't had the opportunity. And it's like the days that were nice, I worked late, and the days that I was home, it was raining. So Sanford is a disgusting mess of mud and disgustingness. Yeah, I don't know. Julienne's sides, for some reason, is really bad. Uh, but anyway, I'm gonna pull the 300 out of this thing, and to do that, I gotta pull my floor pan out, get the shifters off, pull the center console, and then my skid plate. I'll pull that off, and I actually have a cross member in there, so I can drop the plate, and my tranny and everything stays in there, and I can actually just unbolt the case, and I don't have to worry about the transmission or anything. So that's one thing I designed into this early on that I really am glad I did do. So, yeah, let's get some things opened up. And I don't know if we'll get the case out tonight or not, but we're certainly going to try. The console's out, and we got the tranny cover off. And it's a pretty big cover. I made it to clear all this, but when you do get it out, then it's the right way of snaking it up through the dash and everything. And then you got to work the shifters back and forth to get it to clear between the seats, and so it's a bit of a chore, but you can get it out, and it exposes this entire transfer case. So I've also kind of designed that to where getting to any of this stuff is super easy. I can change U-joints or whatever, which maybe I need one, I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, it lets me get in there and address some of this stuff. So yeah, that come in pretty handy. Alrighty, I got the skid plate off. This is how I did my cross member. It's pretty much flush with the frame. This is, I think it's like 1 3/4 quarter wall DOM tubing, a couple rubber bushings, a little pad here, and there's some rubber, or no, there is no rubber. It's solid mounted with the rubber being on the ends there. So it's held up really good. Transfer case is up, tucked up nice and tight up there. Yeah, here's my blown out tail. Yeah, you can see the shaft right there. And this is pretty common on these 300s. Honestly, I can't believe that it held up as long as it did. But yeah, so, and I don't know if I'm going to put another output in this or an input in my other one. The other one, I'd like to go ahead and put some 32 splines in it. I just don't have time, and I don't know, it's starting to catch up. Sanford's like gimping along, and one of these days I just need to address every single thing on it. Yeah, when I went to undo my U-bolt straps on here, they were finger tight, so that was a matter of time. So yeah, it's got its issues, but yeah, now I think all I got to do is there's whatever 6 bolts around here, and I can pull this out. And like I say, I don't got to remove anything else. This will just slide out and come out of there. So that's that'll be handy. And there is my skid plate full of a year's worth of grease and grime from a leaky transfer case. Plus I didn't realize it still had a whole bunch of LB soup that was sitting in there. So but this plate, it's a Moto built YJ plate, flat belly plate that I've modified. And when I was first getting ready to do this, I was going to buy a piece of 1/4 inch plate and everything, and it was about $100 more expensive than this Moto built plate was. And it came with the edges, broke on them. And then I had to modify it, and I put this little belly in there for the bottom of my transmission and cut my driveline notch and stuff. But it's held up amazingly well. I mean, it's not bent or warped or anything, but there's my little piece. But it's taken abuse, and the bolt heads, I just realized, are about half as tall as they were when I originally put them in there. So they've been getting ground on and everything. But yeah, it's a great product. Good old Moto built. So yeah, I really liked how this turned out. Well, it is an oily mess under here, and I don't know. This is the case that was cracked, and I welded it, gooped it up with some silicone, but it's obviously leaking. I think this inspection cover gasket's leaking. That has a bracket that I made that works my hydraulic. It's a pull clutch, so it actually pulls the arm instead of being in the front by the motor and pushing it. And then I noticed this bolt's backing out, so my mounting bracket's loose. So it's kind of a good thing this happened, but it sucks. So, but I think it's ready to come out, so I am going to see if I can wrestle this thing out of here. Alrighty, well, let's see if I'm strong enough to bench press this thing out of here. Hopefully it'll break free. Oh, and here comes the oil. So at least there's oil in it still. I'm gonna get a catch pan because this is not looking good. Alrighty, hopefully that will catch that. I don't know if that's out of the case or the transmission, but I thought they were sealed individually. There we go. Well, let's hope I still got the beans to do this. I'm not 20 no more, but like once it goes, we're gonna figure it out. I believe that's transmission oil. All right. Well, I survived. Let's get this thing out of here. Well, that went pretty easy. So here's the case sitting here. It's blown up output and everything. I think for now, because I got a couple runs coming up quick and I don't think I'm going to get outputs shipped here in time, I'm going to throw a stock output back into this case. And again, this is the cracked case, but I think I'd rather squeeze every ounce of life out of it right now, since this is kind of a hack put together, kind of like everything on Sanford. But that'll get me going. I can have this thing going like tomorrow night. So I think I'm going to swap one I have into this one. This other case I have, it's a good case and everything. I think I'm just going to leave it, I'm going to leave it on the shelf here for now and order up 32 spline outputs front and rear for it. I know a lot of you say do a JB 4-to-1, and I know the gears are definitely stronger. I've got one sitting here on the shelf, but I think it's going to put me too low. I really like how Sanford crawls, and if I need to burp it and get over something, it's got that wheel speed where I think I'd be doing everything in about third and fourth if I did put a 4-to-1 in here. So I think I'm just going to basically leave the stock gears in this, some good outputs, girdle on the back. This one's I've got a real heavy aluminum plate on the bottom. And that should beef them up, and I'll be into these cases, I don't know, I'm like $1,000, where Atlas is about $3,500. And right now my budget's spanned out between a couple hot rods, Sanford, Bills, whatever else. So bang for the buck. I think that's going to be the best thing. This fix right now won't cost me a dime. I can build this one as I go. Hopefully I can get a couple more runs out of the old one. And I think that's what we're going to do. So, yeah, I think tomorrow night we'll be putting an output in this thing. Well, that wasn't too bad for an evening's worth of work. I came out here basically with the intent just to pull the Jeep in, kind of give it a look over and everything and stuff, but I don't know, one thing led to another, and there's a transfer case laying on the floor. So, yeah, it's a good night, and yeah, we'll get her back together. I'd like to go with another buddy that just got back into Jeeping. We're supposed to go maybe Saturday, so if I can get this thing put back together, we're going to go and play in some of the last spring snow around here, and that should be a good time. So we'll see how it all goes, and hopefully I can make that run, and then we got another one coming up in like 2 weeks, so if I can keep this thing together, then we'll start getting out there a little bit more. So spring's here, summer's coming, things are happening. So stay tuned. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, everything. Yeah, we'll keep it coming.